Good morning, everyone. I hope that you're having a wonderful week so far. I am out in my vegetable garden, which is like a little bit wild, just because I've been focusing my attention elsewhere. But I wondered if folks would just want to take a little walk through with me. So there's some marigold. This is cilantro, and it's gone to seed, so it's coriander now, which can pick to use as an herb or let it replant itself to grow more cilantro. There's sage. Some of the sage was going to seed earlier this year, and there were like the most amazing hawk moths, which look like, not hawk moths, hummingbird moths, which look like hummingbirds. They have a big proboscis, and I stood here for so long and watched them just enjoy those sage plants, so that was really cool. Little asparagus behind there. There are some of my tomatoes, which are, I'd say, like around 5 feet tall, so that's pretty nice. Fennel is all this bushy stuff. Some of it's going to seed. It smells so good. It smells like licorice. And then coming over this way, there's some mustard greens. This looks kind of wild. There's borage, which the birds, or not the birds, the bees just absolutely love. I think it's beautiful. It has a little flower on it. Let me see if I can get one. And you can just pull it off really gently. And so I can't do it very well one-handed, but you would take the green fuzzy part off, and you could just eat that purple leaf. Oh, there we go. And that tastes good. This part would go. The purple part would taste good in like salads. I've put it in lemonade before. It's really tasty. You can just eat it as well. Some more tomatoes. I got my garden in kind of late this year, and so the tomatoes are just starting to turn, which has been okay because I've had quite a few other projects going, and so like I'm not quite ready to start preserving tomatoes. So it's been all right, even though it's a little bit late. Coming over this way. There's some like corn growing in the path, which I think is funny. So here are cabbages, which I picked a couple the other day. Down in here are some beets, which are not so far off from being ready. Things are a little bit eaten up this year. I haven't been, like I said, super on the ball with everything. So I'd say like there's a little bit more like insect damage than usual, but that's okay. Some more borage. Kale back there. There's some more cabbages, and then the big bush is a mulberry tree. Marigolds. Some more tomatoes. This is a morning glory that's just grown up. A little pole. Over on this side, the cucumbers have about had it. They've produced a ton and are still producing, but they're about done. Peppers are not doing fantastic. They're like a little bit on the small side. I actually found out I'm allergic to peppers not so long ago, so I didn't plant as many as usual. So that would be all right if there's not like a giant harvest. There's another tomato in there. Green beans. I'm actually like, I really hate leaning over, like stooping over to pick green beans. So like I love growing these beans that grow on the fence, because you can just like stand at like regular height and pick them. Makes it easy. There's quite a few right in there. Green beans. More cucumbers down there that are just finishing up. My pockets are actually full of cucumbers. I didn't bring a bowl out with me, so the pockets of my hoodie are all full. This is sage. Strawberries in here. This is like a brassica that's gone to seed. Some more tomatoes. Dill down here. And then over here, there's some milkweeds for the butterflies. Down here is some more dill. And then this is the area that I pulled garlic out of a couple weeks ago. And so I replanted like little broccolis in there. And a few of them are getting like a little bit nibbled. But they actually look pretty good for the most part. So I'm not like 100% sure if those will really do anything by the time it gets cold. But I've had brassicas, which is like the broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprout family that does really well. Even like it'll be like snowing out. There'll be like snow on the ground and you could still be picking some of those things. So they may be able to grow and produce. We'll see. I stuck them in here though just a couple weeks ago. And then over here, some corn. The strawberries down at the end. This is a pumpkin. Down here. There are beets. They'll probably be ready to be picked pretty soon here. More marigolds. I just picked onions out of this area, so I need to either get something planted or get it covered. My onion harvest was kind of a bust. I got like a whole bunch that were like littler than a ping pong ball, so that was kind of a bummer. But I have tons of perennial onions, which is they're easy to grow, and I always struggle with annual onions for whatever reason. So it makes me really grateful to have those other ones because there'll always be enough onions. This is actually what's it called? Chard plant that survived the winter and then grew up, and then it's going to seed. So I'm just kind of letting it, since it did like survive the winter and come back, I'll collect some seeds from that once they're ready. Some more tomatoes. So I'm excited to see those coming on. And I think that, even though things look kind of grassy and they look kind of weedy, all the mulch has really helped. I haven't been out here maybe more than like a few hours since things were planted this spring. And so it's really nice just to be able to like turn my attention to some other projects that need to be done, and know that like things aren't getting like totally overrun with weeds, and that it will be pretty manageable. Like a couple hours I could have this pretty well weeded here. So I'm excited to see how things grow. Excited for what the rest of the harvest season brings. I'm really curious what all of you are growing, like what's growing in your yards, what tastes really good this year. Would just love to hear how your gardens are growing. Have a great day.